I still remember the day I traveled on a flight for the first time. I woke up before my alarm because I was too excited to sleep. My heart was beating fast, and my mind was full of thoughts. I kept asking myself if everything was ready. I checked my bag again and again. I touched my passport to make sure it was inside. I opened my phone and looked at my ticket one more time. That morning felt different from all other mornings in my life. I stood in front of the mirror and smiled at myself. I said quietly, "Today I am flying for the first time." On the way to the airport, I looked out of the car window. The roads were calm, and the sky was slowly changing color. I imagined the airplane waiting for me somewhere far away. When we reached the airport, I was surprised by its size. The building was huge, and everything looked clean and bright. People were moving in different directions with confidence. Some people looked relaxed, and some people looked nervous like me. I took a deep breath and walked inside slowly. The sound of rolling bags filled the air. Announcements were echoing from every corner. I stood in line at the check-in counter. My hands felt slightly cold as my turn came closer. When the staff member smiled at me, I felt a little calm. She asked for my passport and ticket. I handed them over carefully and spoke in a soft voice. She typed something on the computer and gave me my boarding pass. That small piece of paper felt very important in my hand. I thanked her and moved forward. Next came the security check, which made me a little nervous. I followed the instructions and passed through slowly. After security, I had some time before boarding. I sat on a chair near the gate and looked around. Families were talking and laughing together. Some people were working on their laptops. Others were listening to music or watching videos. I looked through the big glass window at the airplanes. They looked powerful and beautiful standing there. I wondered how something so big could fly in the sky. I imagined myself sitting inside one of them. That thought made me smile again. Suddenly, an announcement called my flight number. My heart jumped when I heard it. I stood up quickly and joined the line. Step by step, I walked toward the airplane. When I entered the plane, I felt a cool breeze. The inside looked modern and comfortable. The flight attendant welcomed me with a warm smile. I replied with a thank you and found my seat. I sat down and looked around quietly. Everything felt new and exciting. I fastened my seatbelt just like they showed on the screen. The plane slowly started moving on the runway. I could feel a small vibration under my feet. My hands rested on the armrest tightly. Then suddenly, the plane moved faster and faster. Within seconds, we were in the air. I looked out of the window with wide eyes. The ground started going down slowly. Cars looked like tiny dots. Buildings looked like small boxes. As the plane climbed higher, I felt amazed. White clouds appeared very close to us. The sky looked endless and peaceful. At that moment, all my fear disappeared. I felt proud of myself for trying something new. The seat felt comfortable and my body relaxed. I listened to the sound of the engine. It was steady and calming. Time started passing quickly without me noticing. I realized how exciting new experiences can be. The flight attendant came and offered water. I thanked her and took a small sip. I looked around and saw people relaxing. Some were sleeping peacefully. Some were reading books. Some were watching movies on the screen. I felt like I was part of a new world. Flying no longer felt scary. It felt normal and enjoyable. I smiled quietly to myself. After some time, the captain announced that we were going to land. I looked outside again as the plane started going down. The view was beautiful in a different way. The land slowly came closer and clearer. I could see fields, roads, and houses again. The plane touched the ground smoothly. Everyone clapped, and I joined them happily. My first flight was complete. I felt confident and proud. I knew I would never forget this moment. When I walked out of the plane, I felt changed. I realized fear disappears when we face it. That flight taught me an important lesson. New experiences make us stronger. Learning English is also the same. At first, speaking feels scary, but when we practice daily, confidence grows. Just like flying, speaking becomes natural. All we need is practice and patience, and the journey becomes enjoyable.